Affairs of the plurinational state of Bolivia.
Muchísimas gracias.
Thank you very much. In particular, I would like to thank the co-chairs from France and Saudi Arabia for having made this meeting possible, together with the many representatives of member states that are present here today in this assembly. I would like to greet my fellow foreign ministers, ambassadors, and each and every one of the delegates that have come here today, because the greatest value that brings us here is the right to life and the right to live in peace in this world that we share. My brothers, co-chairs, I would like to express the greetings from our brother, President Luis Arce Catacora, and above all from the Bolivian people. Today, on behalf of this people of peace, I make an urgent appeal for an immediate ceasefire and an immediate end to the genocide being experienced by the brother people of Palestine. We would like to reiterate our firm stance on the two-state solution. We consider it to be the most just and lasting path towards peace for these brotherly peoples. This vision is based on the resolutions of the United Nations, and in that regard, it is based on the common sense of justice that should be applied as soon as possible, so as to put an end to so much unnecessary suffering by the brotherly people of Palestine. However, Israel is turning a deaf ear to the international outrage and continues to expand its settlements on Palestinian-occupied territories. It continues to demolish homes, health centers, schools, and above all, continues to displace entire families, blocking access to food, water, bread, all sorts of humanitarian assistance. Great efforts are being made to bring that humanitarian assistance in, but because of the blockade, it is not arriving. It is engaging in violence against civilians that is causing more and more pain and grief every day in Gaza. This impunity must not continue. These actions are a violation of international law, particularly of the Geneva Convention. My brothers, co-chairs, in the past few days, the situation has grown much more worrying. We see with outrage how Israel is using hunger now as a weapon of war, inflicting hunger on children, women, and older persons. As a mother, how much pain do I feel in my heart to see a child, to see a baby dying today due to a lack of milk, due to a lack of water. And that is something that we cannot turn a blind eye to and simply say here that nothing's happening. Gaza has become a land of walking corpses. Hundreds of people have been killed while they were on their way to find food and water. I would like to ask in this assembly, civilians, children, older persons, the press, and United Nations officials themselves, when did they all become targets in war? How much have we done as human beings to stop this catastrophe that is playing out in Palestine? What is happening in Gaza is a humanitarian catastrophe, and it must be stopped immediately. I take this opportunity to applaud the fact that more than 130 countries are here today, so that this voice can be heard, so that this voice can be raised up, and so that this does not just become yet another meeting of the United Nations General Assembly, but rather to make sure that it is a meeting with results, so that tomorrow we don't continue to hear about children dying of hunger, women and men dying of hunger. Those that are financing this war are complicit and guilty in these crimes that are taking place in Palestine, and that must be punished. We have to really establish precedents so that this is never repeated again in any other country, and so that we do not have to bear this on our shoulders once again. And for that reason, we propose two measures. First of all, we propose that all countries here present speak out about the situation of hunger, and that we decide that the UN formally declare the need for measures to be taken, relevant measures, to truly stop this situation of starvation that is being used currently as a weapon of war by Israel. And secondly, for the International Court of Justice to sanction Israel for the crime of subjecting our brothers and sisters from Palestine to hunger, to starvation. Co-chairs, this situation requires firm decisions to be taken. We should not just focus on palliative measures. The genocide has to be stopped, and the two-state solution has to be implemented. We have to ensure the fulfillment and the implementation of the resolutions that are issued at this UN General Assembly meeting. Bolivia urges countries to take on a more active role in the defense of the rights of the Palestinian people, and to promote effective multilateralism and pursue a peace that does not humiliate anyone and that recognizes everyone. And for that reason, I would like to congratulate the brotherly people of France for recognizing the state of Palestine. And that should serve as an example for many states, for us to recognize the existence of Palestine as a sovereign and free country. Because there can be no security without justice, there can be no peace without dignity, and there can be no solutions without mutual recognition and without recognizing the right of the other to exist. We reiterate firmly to the brotherly people of Palestine that that people has the right to self-determination, the right to live in liberty and in peace, without occupation and without fear, without the fear of being attacked, tortured, and the threat of death. Dialogue, respect, and legality should be the pillars, the fundamental pillars of the people of Palestine. It causes me a great deal of pain when I have to speak about the people of Palestine. Those of us that are far away only see the stories in the news, but what is really being experienced by the brotherly people of Palestine is much more serious. But with firmness and the support of many countries, such as Germany, which is putting together an air bridge to ensure the arrival of food, that already constitutes recognition, and I would like to congratulate and thank many countries, really. Bolivia is a small country, but we have been firm from the outset, and we have made many efforts to ensure that humanitarian assistance reached Palestine. I would like you to help me in saying, long live free Palestine.
Muchas gracias.
Thank you very much.
Je remercie la ministre des Affaires étrangères.
I thank the Minister of Foreign Affairs of the plurinational state of Bolivia. I now give the floor to His Excellency Mr. Mohammed, Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, responsible for the Arab world, the diaspora, Francophonie,